Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Skratch. This video is brought to you by Warcraft Rumble, so I just want to say a big thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. If you guys want to download the game, you can do so by clicking the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment, and come and join me in Warcraft Rumble. We still have a couple of slots on the community guild, guys. GRT Rumble, get ready to rumble. So come and join us if you like what you see on the screen. Today's video is gonna be a guide on the Blackfathom Deeps dungeon, guys. One of the toughest dungeons in the game, in my opinion. Now, this week is featuring the Horde family right here, guys. And while the bosses are pretty tough, I gotta say the very first boss and all of the ads that are constantly getting spawned is what makes this dungeon difficult, especially when you get on the higher levels. So this is the deck that I'm using right here. Let me just quickly walk you through it. We're gonna use, of course, Grommash as the leader for this guide. I still gotta get quite a few more auras up and running on him. So we are using the Troll, one of my most favorite units in the game. I'm always using this character, and mainly because he can regenerate his health, deal range damage, which is gonna be very, very helpful. Then we are going to use as well another tank, Stonehoof Tauren. Very, very solid tank as well. There's a lot of damage, good survivability. We're going to use the Harpies. You will require some good flying units to take down all of the big tanks, and you're going to have a lot of siege units coming your way, especially on the second dungeon. We're going to use the Safe Pilot. We have, of course, the Quillbore, and one of my most favorite tanks in the game, the Fire Elemental tank. Very good damage, good survivability, and it's one of my highest levels in the entire game, So let's dive straight into it. Let me just share with you the strategy that I'm using to beat this dungeon. It will be very important to have some unbound units, and you're gonna see it in a second why. Picking your relics will be very important because this will stack on all of the 3 battles. So all of the 3 relics that you're picking will eventually help you quite a bit. Now, Frost Inscription is gonna be pretty helpful on the first boss. Running the Barbed Chain, gain 5% additional damage dealt for each other horde, is decent. It's not going to be such a game-changing relic. And you have the Glitter Grinder. Every 3 gold mine levels up your active minis. Can be nice, but you're not really going to get to farm a lot of gold to really take advantage of this. The main thing is you want to take the bosses down fast, So, this is the very first boss, and yes, the most annoying stage in this dungeon, guys. I'm quickly gonna explain you why. So the map is pretty big. You have a lot of points of interest. They do have 2 defending towers, but what's going to happen from right here? You see these ads? They will come all the way right here at the front. One of them will constantly hit your tower as well, so you're gonna have to make sure you're constantly killing them. Then right here, they're gonna have more ads spawning right here at the top on this rock as well. So you have a lot of areas where you gotta deploy unbound units to take them down. You could use spells, but most of the spells are pretty costly, and once you use them, they're not really gonna do much. So an unbound unit will take those units down and will make their way to the boss, basically. But let's crack on it. They will have some very solid tanks coming your way as well. I'm gonna wait with my Safe Pilot to deploy it on top of their range units, because look, you see from here, it's constantly going to attack the tower, and you cannot attack them back, which is pretty damn annoying. So right here, we're gonna have to deploy the Quillbore just to try and take some of them down. You see, they have an elemental tank coming your way. I'm gonna quickly deploy the Harpies to take them down. They already dealt a lot of damage on my tower. I took over that tower right there, and from here, I'm actually heading to take down this tower. It's very, very important to take control of the towers. If not, they're quickly going to be able to spawn ads your way. And that's going to be pretty, pretty dangerous. So I'm going to deploy the Safe Pilot right there to take those ones down. Beautiful. And you see, they already have units coming my way. I'm quickly going to deploy the Fire Elemental tank right there to take them down. I'm going to deploy the Quillbore right here at the top to deal with those ones. And I'm going to put my gold miner to take that chest and then go over and farm a bit of extra gold. I should pick up that gold from there as well. They do have a lot of units that are coming your way, and it's pretty hard to keep control of the entire map once you are on the higher levels. The reason why I went with this leader, I'm only at level 18, so I can actually show you everything a bit better and explain you, walk you through the entire process, and kind of like to give you a grasp of what can go wrong in this particular stage. You know, it is a pretty tough one. I struggled a lot when I was doing my other leader, to be honest, and I still have to defeat 2 more levels with the other leader actually. So moving over to pick the next relic, the next boss. Getting your range minis to gain poison can be very nice in this particular stage. Deploying unbound units to stun can be decent as well. Or getting a shield on, I don't necessarily think that is going to be very important. I'll rather stick for the poison to get and deal a bit of an additional damage, because we are going to require that here. There is basically a swamp surrounding one of the towers that will periodically deal damage to your troops right here to the left. You don't really care about the one on the right because you're not going to go to take control of this tower. We're going to take control of this first tower right here, and then we're going to make our way to the boss. And from here, my troll is going to be able to take down this tower, you know. It's going to be very important to keep control of the gold because they do use dark miners in here. So if they are taking control of the gold, they will spawn a lot of ads, you know. So pretty important. So they will have a lot of flying units coming our way, especially this flying tank, which can be extremely nasty. They will be sending a lot of them from the left side as well. So as soon as I can deploy the Quillbore, it's a bit too late because he already got the gold actually. So there's no point for me to try and get it. The good thing is that all of their ground units will get affected by it as well. So right here, I'm quickly going to deploy my safe pilot to take that dragon down. We just missed it by a little bit, unfortunately. So we are going to put another tank to go their way. They will use as well... they will use the witches as well, so they are able to take over your troops. So we took this tower down as well, which is beautiful. It's just the power of the troll. The troll is just such an effective range unit. One of my most favorite in the game, as I mentioned before. So let's take that gold from there. You see, they're already sending more flying units in here. I'm going to let them engage, and then I'm going to deploy the harpies, or at least allow that griffin to engage. If not, he's going to quickly take my harpies down. Beautiful. We can deploy the Quillbore right here as well. Come on. Troll, take down that Drake. Okay, we're going to have to deploy the safe pilot to take down all of the flying units. Thankfully, we were able to kill the boss with a fire elemental tank. Very solid unit. I don't know why all of the tier lists are ranking that unit so low, because honestly, it's the biggest carry on my account in most of the PvE content. Even in PvP, I'm using him in every PvP deck for the moment. So there we go. This is the second boss, Baron. This one is not as hard. I'll be honest with you. I find this one the easiest out of all 3 of them. I never had any issues with this particular one. It's just going to be harder to beat the first one. And the second one, you're going to need to ensure that you have either the harpies or something that can really take down tanky units really fast, you know. So picking the next relic, we have Vanishing Powder. We don't really need the stealth in here. On that, your minis grant Bloodlust to nearby allies. That can be a nice one. Or playing a Cycle mini causes the next mini play to gain a level. But we only have one of them, so I'm going to stick with the Howling Warband. Getting the Bloodlust is going to be actually more helpful in here. The Terror from the Deep has many surprises and many heads. Indeed, there are around 6 heads that we got to take down. I'm going to show you exactly what strategy I'm adopting on every single difficulty, to be honest. I'm always usually taking control of the right side, then I'm moving over to the left side. The good thing is that one of them is asleep, so we're going to have to wake that head up. But first, we're going to head right here. So we're going to deploy our Fire Elemental tank. We're going to deploy the Harpies to take down the rest of the enemy troops coming our way. And we're going to deal with these ones without having to worry too much. We are getting a bit of damage, but that's fine. So we took down the very first head. We're going to deploy another tank in here. We're going to put a troll as well, because it's going to be very effective. They do have a lot of units coming in, so I'm hoping to drop the safe pilot in here ASAP to take as many of them down. Okay, so seems like we only got 2. We're going to deploy the Quillbore as well, so we have somebody to tank. We lost, unfortunately, our our troll, but that's fine. We're going to deploy the harpies to help us deal with all of these ground units. And we took down the boss. I still haven't managed to take control of the second tower right there, and seems like I have to deploy my fire elemental tank. I have a lot of units coming my way right here. Thankfully, his AoE, he's quickly going to wipe them off. We're going to deploy the troll right here as well. And it's a good decision that I deployed the troll because they do have the harpies coming in, so the harpies can be actually very, very dangerous. And let's deploy in our next tank and slowly take over that tower. I will deploy the Quillbow right here for the moment. I was gonna say I want to go and get that chest after, but that's fine. We're gonna have to deal with those ads coming our way. We're gonna put the harpies too to help us a little bit to take them all down quick. And from here again, I'm gonna have to maybe deploy another tank, or we should be fine. Let's stop them from taking more gold. Let's deploy our miner to take this gold from there. So once you defeat these 3 heads, the waterfall stops. Now, if you don't defeat the heads and your troops go through the waterfall, they're going to die. So you don't want to place a lot of troops on the right side only after you took down the rest of the heads, you know, basically, because that will be very, very important to ensure that you're not wasting gold, not wasting your troops, basically, you know. So look at the troll. The troll is absolutely going to demolish everything. Absolutely everything. Just such an effective unit. Okay, so we have a lot of them coming our way here. It's not a problem. I don't really care if they're taking control of the tower because we're about to wipe the Hydra heads and call it GG's. Pretty straightforward with this particular boss, to be honest. As I mentioned, the other 2 stages are definitely harder. At least in my opinion, that's what I'm finding a bit more challenging, you know, especially the first one. You're gonna see once you climb on higher levels. But let me know in the comments down below what decks are you guys using for this particular dungeon. Maybe I'm gonna learn something new and I'm gonna make my life easier for that first stage. I would like to be able to adjust the deck from boss to boss. That will definitely make our life easier because then you can put whatever units you want for the first boss, then for the second. But I guess it won't be as challenging anymore. So we're gonna pick some golden ones from here. Let's get the entire deck golden. This again is not the worst leader, to be honest. It's actually a pretty decent one. So there we go. Upgrade complete. That's where we're stopping with our upgrades for this run. Of course, I will have to do a few more. That was all for the guide. Hopefully you found it helpful. As I mentioned, let me know in the comments down below what decks are you guys using for this particular dungeon. Thanks again to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.